Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Schematics video session 163. So basically in today's video, we will do a complete revision of all the charts which we have covered. Whatever charts are available in Schematics, we will do a complete revision and we will just get a brief application because in the next video, maybe I will cover the proper application of all the charts which we use in Schematics. But yeah, in this video, we will just do a very quick revision, okay, of all the charts which we have covered till now. So let me go to Analytics Studio. Now over here, uh, let's say I open this particular chart itself, and firstly, definitely, if I just open my notepad also very quickly. So the main part is what are the main charts? Okay, the main charts we deal in Salesforce CRM Analytics are, and we will jot down the main charts. Okay, so we use the bars, we use the lines, fine, we use the bars, we use the lines. Then we have the dates and times. Dates and times. Bars, lines, date and times, gauges, then circles and dots. Then we have grids, maps. And finally, we have the pipelines, okay? So definitely remember this, that the main charts which we deal in Salesforce schematics are this one: bars, lines, okay, dates and times, gauge, circles and dots, grids, maps, and pipelines, okay? And definitely, as we can see here, under bars, we have all this variation, that is bar, column, stack, stacked column, pyramid, and stacked pyramid. Under lines, we have all this variation like line combo, parallel coordinates, and matrix ladder. In dates and time, we have timeline, time combo, time bar, and calendar heat map. On gauges, we have gauge, polar gauge, flat gauge, bullet, rating, okay? And under circles and dots, we have donut, okay, scatter plot, horizontal dot plot, and vertical dot plot. Similarly, under grids, we have heat map, matrix, tree map, and under maps, we have map, bubble map, geo map. Under pipelines, we have waterfall, stacked waterfall, funnel, origami, and Sankey. So these are the all the different kind of charts which we have, and of course, we have actually made all the charts over here. So if I quickly go to my recipe data set and go to lens, so these are all the charts which we definitely have it with us. Okay. Now the thing is that here you have to definitely remember all these things. So firstly, like for pyramid, what are the minimum requirement? We need one field for left, one field for right. Okay. And definitely for stack pyramid, we need one field for left, one field for right. Similarly, to display the combo, we need at least two field for y-axis. Okay, at least two field. Minimum requirements. Metrics, we need at least three fields for axis and one field. One field is definitely needed for polygon and three fields for axis. To display the timeline, we need one field for time, one field for y-axis. Okay. Then to display the time combo, one field for and two field for y-axis. Fine. To display the time bar, we need one field for time. So in this way, it continues. Similarly, for calendar heat map, we need one field for time period, one field for colors. Okay. For tree map, it's one field for segment, and at least one field is definitely needed for segments. Okay. Display the map, we need one field for location, one field for color. For bubble map, it's like one field for location is needed, one field for bubble color, and you can utilize the bubble size also because it's an extra thing which is coming up. So definitely that's what differentiates the bubble map and the map. Okay, for geo map you need one for location, two for latitude and longitude definitely, and one for bubble color. For waterfall you need one for bar, one for bar length. Okay, and stacked waterfall, one for. So these are some the Sankey. It's like one for pro with two fields for nose. So these are some of the minimum requirements, and you can actually like just check all the things which we have done. Okay, and all you can always visualize that. Okay, so the visualization part is something which you can always do it yourself. Now finally, basically, when are the conditions when we have to use this kind of charts? And also you have to know the difference. I walked you through each of the difference when we were discussing each part of the chart. For example, when I have completed the bars, I already walked you through all the kind of variation difference which were there. For lines, what were all the differences? For dates and times, what were all the differences? For gauges, what and all the differences were there? For circles and rows, what are the difference between the subcharts which are there? Okay, so definitely those are also important, and that is something you need to remember. Now, other than that, if you need to know one word answers, like what are each of them is used for, and we can go through in details in the next session. So what you can do is, I won't write anything, but we can take the help of the Salesforce CRMX document itself, which we have. So on Google, you can just search with visualize data with charts in Salesforce CRM analytics. Okay, so you can just search in Google in this manner, and you will see there's one article of Salesforce called visualize data with charts. Okay, you can just open this one. Now, once you open this one, basically here you have all the definitions, like what are bar charts used for. Okay, so there are following four type of bar charts, right? Use the bar charts to provide a quick visualization to quick comparison of related values. So that's why the bar chart is used. Okay, use the stack bar or to show groups within each bar. Fine, but this is the main thing about bar charts. So maybe I can just quickly write over here, like bars, what it is used for. It is used for this one. Okay, then, like for example, I have written something over here called lines, right? So let's check if something related to lines is written or not. Yeah, lines. So for example, what is line charts used for? Okay, so line charts are basically used when you have one important group representing an order set of data and one more values to show. So maybe this one also I can just copy it in my notepad. So lines are mostly used for this one. Okay, then we have something called as date and times. Okay, let's see if anything we have related to date and times or not. So maybe we can take one of the we can take one of the examples. So let's say I take something related to the timeline. So basically each of the charts are given actually over here. Okay, so starting from bars, then the lines, combo, parallel coordinates, metrics for data. And maybe let's say if I take the timeline as of now. Okay, so this is what the timeline is used. You have other kind of dates and time charts as well. Let's say just write for this timeline at least. That was the first chart which we had on the date and times. Okay, so timeline is something which is used for this one. Okay, then what else? We have something called as gauges, right? So let's see if there's something to gauge which we have over here. Okay, so gauge chart is basically used to track the progress along a single measure, such as how much revenue has been realized versus the target. So very quickly, I can write something related to gauges. Sorry, something I've missed. Okay. Then you have something called as the circles and dots, and we will check what are something we have in circles. Maybe we can take the example of donut only. Okay, so yeah, use a donut when you have a grouping and you want to show not only the proportion of a single value for each against the total, but also the total. If you remove the center by selecting 0%, this is commonly referred to as pie chart. Okay, so this is all about the donut chart. Maybe one example which you can take from the circles and dots. Okay, so let's say, right, something related to donut over here. Fine. Okay, so I can give a one line gap between each one of them. Then we have something called as the grids. We can take just one of the examples from this. Let's see if I take the heat map itself. So let's see if there is something related to heat map. So yeah, something is written over here related to this heat map. So this is what heat map is about. So maybe I can write something related to grids. Okay. One of the examples I've written for grids. And then we have the maps. So it's basically the map charts over here. Use a map if you have data with geographical component. Okay, this is something which we use for maps. Then we have something from pipelines. So from pipelines, we have something called as a waterfall. Maybe I can take the help of a waterfall chart. Let's see what is that example of waterfall chart which is given. Okay, so this is an example of waterfall. One of the examples from pipelines. Okay, this is what it's known as. So basically, as you can observe over here, these are the main charts which we deal with. Okay, so bars, lines, date and times, gauges, circles and nodes, grids, maps, and pipelines. And these are some of the basic definitions. So, for example, we can use a bar to provide a quick visual comparison of various lines when we have one important grouping representing the order set. Okay, depending the order set of data. Again, one more values to show. Lines, when you have one important grouping representing the order set of data and one more values to show. Timelines is a line chart with one axis dedicated to time dimension. Okay, and we show how a value changes over time. For that reason, we use a timeline. Gauge. Okay, use gauge to track progress along a single median, such as how much revenue has been realized versus the target. So you have a target and how much revenue has been currently realized. That is something which we use for gauge. Donut, which is one of the example of circles and dots, when you have a grouping and want to show on not only the proportion for each group member against the total, but also the total amount itself. Okay. Then grids, basically we use a heat map to visualize. And use a heat map. Maybe I can write over here heat map itself. Why I have written that one? Yeah, heat maps. Let me write heat maps only. So to visually enhance high and low values, then there's single measure and multiple dimensions. Okay. Then maps, we use a map if we have data with a geographical component. Maps can share areas in proportion to map values, allowing for visual pop-up out of high values. Okay. Then waterfall, we use a waterfall. Waterfall is an example of pipelines to show the cumulative effect of sequentially introduce positive or negative values with breakdowns of values total, also known as line bricks or Mario bricks. To include breakdowns of values total, use a stacked waterfall chart. Okay. So further, if you break down the values total, then you can use stacked waterfall. But as you can see here, this is an official Salesforce document where a one liner is given, like how each of the charts, and it's not that they are classifying based on this main heading. They are classifying based on each subcharts which are there. Fine. And yeah, that's it about this one. This is the basic revision of all the charts, and in the next video we'll just go for the application of each one of them. Okay, so yeah, thank you.